up, y'all? It's your girl QueensteezTV, and I am back with another video. Y'all already know what time it is, and since I dropped my last two videos, I was like, you know what? I got one more story about this fool that I can tell people before I move on, okay? Before we are totally done with talking about this dust buster, okay? So, if this is your first time here on my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? And for all the girls and the guys that keep coming here and not hitting that like button, y'all better hit that thumbs up. It is free, okay? That's how I get my change. So hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? Let the people know. Put the queen in the algorithm, honey, okay? Also, make sure y'all stream my brand new single, Flossing. I'm gonna put it up here, y'all. Flossing, yes, in the intro. Some of y'all have been asking, yes, that is me. It's QueensteezTV. Y'all already know that I'm a problem. So, y'all, make sure you stay tuned for the rest of this video.
Flossing. When I come through, man, you know that I be big ballin'. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow and I'm just recharging. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow and I'm just recharging,
Alright, y'all, so let's get right into this. So, y'all, I went to the nail salon to get my nails done. Look at my little nubbies. Get from RBC Nails. Yeah, make sure y'all go. I'm gonna tag her. So when I went to get my nails done, y'all, we was talking about the last two story times that I just put out. And we was talking about Steve. And, you know, she was like, bruh, Steve was good and crazy. So, it made me think of this other story when I went out. Y'all, listen. I was trying to be the best girlfriend I can be to Steve. But Steve was just off his rocker. And I was just trying to be nice. And you know how you meet people. You be like, they going through something. And maybe if I just continue being a good person that I am, that it's going to change them. It's not going to change them. They're going to keep being the same trash person that they are. They're going to keep projecting stuff on you. They're just going to keep doing things to you over and over and over again. And this was a crazy instance. And the more I think about it, the more I get into these stories, I be like, bruh, you should have just left. But like I was telling my cousin, I was like, granted, Steve was very trash. But it was fun at the time. Like, it was something that I was used to having, like, this straight up and down, like, regular guy that I was with for a long period of time. And then when we broke up, like, and I was finally was like, you know what? I'm done with this. Steve was who I got with afterwards. And Steve was, like, a little, you know, it was exhilarating, you know? So, granted, yeah, I should have left. And I was, like, also, like, oh, let me help Steve out. Oh, Steve needs my help. Steve didn't need my help. Steve didn't need my help. Steve wasn't interested in receiving no help. Steve did not care, okay? So no matter how much I tried to change Steve and be nice to Steve, Steven did not care, okay? So like I'm saying, y'all, I tried to be so nice. I tried to introduce Steve to my friends. So the two friends in this story is a couple. It is Mimi and James. So Mimi and James, they done been together for like, I don't know, 15 or so years. So like, they're a well-established couple, kids together, like all of this stuff. But I'm good friends with the both of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all the place we was at because the place is shut down. But y'all, this used to be my spot. Like back when I used to be outside, like I used to always be at Looney's, okay? Looney's used to be down Canton, right in Canton Square, right on the corner. Y'all, well, I used to get off of work and go to Looney's. I used to, you call me anytime, day or night, baby. If Looney's was open, I was up in there, okay? Looney's had good wings, good cheese fries, good drinks. I mean, they always had, like, when I said I literally used to go to Looney's several times a week. Crazy. So the next thing I'm going to get into, y'all, is if you like a restaurant, don't bring people there if that's, like, your favorite restaurant, right? Because it's a meme. What did the meme say? Like, if I take you to a restaurant don't take nobody else there. So I should have never took Steve there to begin with. You know what I'm saying? I should have never let Steve know my spot. But I did. So one day after Steve acting good and crazy like he always did, you know, I was like, look, let's go hang out with my friends. So we all made plans. Was like, okay, cool. Let's go down to Looney's. So we get down there. The car ride was fine, of course. Driving my car, right? Because your little putt-putt was sitting on the side of the road. So I let him drive my car. We go down there. Like, the ride was fine. But you know how people be, you know, driving your car a little crazy. And I'm like, you know, don't be driving my car all hard like that because you don't have a vehicle. And once this one is broke, I already know that you don't have the change to get this one fixed because I already let you borrow change to get yours fixed. So, you know, be cool. So I got Steve used to get mad, but I'm like, no, for real. Like, you're not about to tear my up. Like, you're not about to tear my car up. No. So we get down there, whatever, safe and sound. So I'm like, all right, cool. They already in there, so we can go meet them. So, of course, we go in. I'm like, hey, this is my friend Mimi. Mimi meets Steve. Steve, this is Mimi's boyfriend, James. So everything appears cool. So it was like crowded at times. Y'all, Looney's used to be like packed sometimes, but this was a night that it might have been, it wasn't too many people. It was like a nice amount of people in there. People was dancing and all that stuff, but it was still cool to where you could like, I guess you call this a double date type situation. So we went upstairs because that's where it was popping upstairs. We went upstairs and we were sitting like in the back side of the bar where like these tables was. So it's, let me use my little buds. Okay. So it's a tabletop like this of 4. So me and James is sitting here and then Steve was sitting in front of Mimi and then I was sitting in front of James. So we were sitting there talking, just having regular conversation, I'm assuming. But of course, this is Steve's first time meeting him. So I'm like, yeah, like, you know, this is where we met at. We all used to work together and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know, usually for a normal person, somebody, oh, y'all used to work together. You'd be like, okay, well, where you work at? Or, you know, certain conversations open up certain things. So, of course, with all of us being friends, yeah, we was, like, laughing about stuff. And I'm telling him, like, yeah, this happened one time when we was out and blah, 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 right? Just, like, having normal conversation. So, I'm telling him, like, hey, you and Steve, like, don't y'all both play the game? So, I asked James, I'm like, you got a PlayStation or Xbox? Because, again, I'm trying to introduce you to my close friends and trying to socialize you other than the barbarian people that you introduced me to you. So I'm like, oh yeah, y'all both got PlayStation. Y'all should exchange PlayStation tags or gamer tags since, you know, I'm like, you always on the game. When you're not getting on my nerves and not acting a fool and not acting stupid, you should get on the game. So I'm thinking everything cool. We eat, we pay. Did Steve even pay? He probably didn't pay. Broke ass. So anyway, yeah, we get there, we leave. So I'm thinking we had a good time. He all like, yeah, yo, I'm gonna hit you on the game. Yeah, I'm gonna holler at you later, blah, 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 blah. So they leave, they go that separate way. So we still kind of was outside. So I'm like, it's a little pretzel shop, ice cream shop up the street. Cause you know, Canton Square, it's a nice little cute area. It's like some little shops, little cigar shop. Well, this was years ago, so I don't know if it's still down there. I haven't been down there since they closed my spot up. But it's like Mama's on the Head Show. It's like other little places down there. So I was like, oh, well, let's walk up here. I'm like, you want to, just to get something, you know what I'm saying, before we drive home? No, I don't want nothing. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, come on and get in the car. Because I'm like, look, I don't got time for this shit. Like, I just had a good night with my friends. Like, we cooling and all this stuff. So we go, get in the car. Now, what should have happened is I should have got on the driver's seat in my vehicle. And I should have skirted off. I should have skirted off and left Steve down there. Okay? I should have left Steve and made him figure it out how to get home. Because Steve always Just always on some mess. So I get on the passenger side. So Steve's just sitting there like, so I'm like, you want to start the car? So then Steve just looking at me like, and I'm like, are you okay? Like, are you good? And in true Steve style, nothing can be regular. He was just like, you funky dog head bitch. I was like, excuse me? He like, I know you effing him. What? See, now, Steve, you lost me right there with that one. I was like, what? I was like, I'm sleeping with my best friend's boyfriend? I'm like, so please tell me how you came up with this conclusion, because I know it's getting ready to be something extremely good and whatever this sick, twisted mind that you have is. I'm like, so please tell me how you came up with that. Yeah, I know you sleep with him, but y'all sitting there laughing and y'all laughing at the table and talk about this and that. I said, well, that's normal when it's people that you know. Yeah, you talk about experiences. You tell people, oh, this is how we met. Oh, remember when all of us, I said it wasn't a me and him, it was all of us. Remember we all went here and this happened. Remember we're trying to make you the fourth person in this, okay? We're trying to include you. And I was just like, you're crazy. I was like, you're crazy. I said, you know what? You know what to do. Drive yourself home so you can get out my vehicle so I can leave. I said, because you got me twisted. So, of course, y'all, I texted my best friend. I said, girl, why this crazy mother... Shut your mouth. Sit here talking about I'm sleeping with James. She was like, what? I said, girl, he in this car going off flipping out. So, she was like, you want us to pull back around there? She like, you want us to come back? Like, is it out of hand? You want us to come back? I was like, no, y'all can go ahead. I was like, but I'm definitely, he can go home and I'm getting ready to leave. So, mind you, y'all, it is late at night. So, Steve drive to his people's house, because I don't know if I told you, so you're not allowed in your immediate family's house. So, you stand with your people. So, ride to your people's house. So we get there, he's turning the car off and just sitting there. And I'm like, Steve always used to do, I'm like, what you sitting there? I was like, just get out. Like, it's that simple. If you're that mad, if you're making them all this stuff and I'm doing this, then get out my car, right? Because if I'm upset at somebody and I'm mad, I'm just going to get out your car and I'll call an Uber, I'll call a friend, I'll phone a friend before I get in your car. I'll figure it out. Like, you keep doing all this stuff, but you keep wanting to sit in my car. Do you want some heat? Get out. Like, so we sitting there going back and forth. So I was just like, can you just go in the house so I can go home? Like, it's late. Like, you don't really believe me. Like, you believe me. Please get out so I can go home. So I'm looking like, what? Like, I was like, yo, look, I really don't have time for this. Like, you really gonna have to get out. So then he acts like he getting out of the car like, cause you always. And I'm like, yo, when I say I was just so, like, flabbergasted about it. So I'm like, whatever little drinks I had, like, it was just straight back to baseline where I'm like, just straight up irritated at this point. So Steve gets out the car. He leaning on the car, hyperventilating. He having an asthma attack. So I'm like, okay, all this time I know you never had asthma. Now you have asthma. So I'm like, okay. I said, well, go in the house. Go in the house so you can get your pump. Go in the house so you get your pump. Because I don't have time. Just go ahead in. Yeah. I mean, Steve like went in a full blown, I'm ready to die. I'm having an asthma attack. And I was just like, yo, this man is crazy. But then the acting got too good to where I was like, oh, wait. Maybe he need to go to the hospital because it started getting like the big one is coming. So I'm like, you take me to the hospital. So I'm like, okay, like, let me get this fool to the closest hospital we near, right? So I'm driving off fast. I put him to the hospital. What I really should have did was open the door and boom, kicked him out the door, closed the door, and pulled off. But Steve knew where I lived at, right? That's another thing. Now, listen. Don't be letting people know where you stay at, because when you're going to be done with them or burnt, because then that gives people the opportunity to pop up at your house when you want to be done with them and all that stuff. And that was another thing. Like, I was like, couldn't really kind of be done with Steve, because he would just keep, like, coming around and knocking on the door. I know you got somebody in there. And I'm like, what? So, yeah, that's another piece of advice I got for y'all. Don't be letting these guys or girls know where you stay at, because you get people the opportunity to come and disturb your peace. You want to see me out somewhere, okay? Yeah, because no. So, back at the hospital. So, take Steve, and Steve leaned over. So, I double parked the car to go in there and make you get registered. So, Steve is putting on a full-blown act in here, okay? Full-blown act to where the people come rushing out. So y'all literally get a stretcher for Steve, put Steve on a stretcher. Doing the most. So they go get Steve vitals. And the lady who worked there, I knew her from like being around, when you work at like different hospitals and stuff. So I'm looking at her, I'm like, oh, you look familiar. So I was like, oh, hey girl. And she like, yeah. So she told him like, yeah, sweetie, let me get your vitals. So she get his vitals. And she looking at the vitals. And I'm looking at the vitals. And the vitals is normal. The vitals is normal. Blood pressure, normal. Temperature, normal. Putting you on an EKG machine because they think you're getting ready to croak. EKG, normal sinus, normal. So the lady is looking at him like, what I should have told them was take him to psych. That's what I should have told them. Today, if I could, I wish I had a time machine. I would have told them to take him to the closest padded room. Take him to the closest padded room. Because, y'all, everything was normal. So the lady looking at him like, and now I'm looking at him like, so me and the lady catch eye contact, because I don't know if I told you, at one point I used to work in the emergency room, so you see people all the time, I can't breathe, I can't do this, and be like, well, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. So I'm looking at her, she looking at me, and a little like insider healthcare worker, like little smirk was going on. Cause she probably looking at me like you got played, and I'm looking at her like, Not you faked. Not you was faking. Like, when I say, y'all, it, like, he really was putting on, because usually I'd have been like, yo, whatever. But it got to be real good. So I was like, oh, wait, maybe he is having an asthma attack. And I'm like, it's late at night. I'm out here, and I ain't trying to be like, oh, you knew my child was having an asthma attack, or you knew my sibling or my niece, whatever. They have an asthma attack, and you just left them outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, one, I never want that person. And two, I never want that anything like that to happen to me, or somebody just to leave me and be like, oh, yeah, screw you. So I look at the lady, and I was like, I said, oh, y'all. And she was like, just calm down, okay? Because she looking at me, giving me these side eye, like, girl, he is lying. Like, there's nothing wrong with him. So I told her, I said, yeah, I was like, calm down. I was like, you gonna be okay. And she was like, you know how guys is. I was like, yeah, you know. I said, when they sick or think something wrong with them, I was like, you know how they be. So she did like a little chuckle. Baby, Steve went the off in that room. Okay? The person who was just laid out, couldn't breathe, couldn't do this. He went off. He was like, both of y'all dumb bees sitting here laughing when I'm in the hospital and I can't breathe, and y'all dumbasses. So the lady, she like, sir, like, calm down, like, relax. He like, B, I ain't calming down because you sit here playing around, do your effing job, you black B. Child, next thing I know, the charge nurse running there, all these security guards running there. I mean, like, Steve get up, he like, yeah, because y'all mother effers did it. Y'all, 5 minutes before, Steve was just half dead. Steve wasn't going to make it. Steve needed an ambulance. Steve needed a time machine. Steve needed some help. Steve needed some oxygen. Steve was in that hospital, in that emergency room, cutting up. When I say I was so embarrassed because I knew this woman from working with her. So I'm just thinking in my head like, OMG, when I see her again, she gonna be like, that's the lady who was with the man that was faking, one, in the hospital, but two, was cutting up, cussed me out, called me all types of black bees and all this stuff. So, y'all, he cussing them out. He cussing me out. The security come. They like, sir, you getting out of here. He like, F y'all. I can get the F out because y'all this and y'all that. So then he's cussing me out. He like, yeah, you sitting there effing agreeing with them and you supposed to be here with me. And I'm like, I said, you funky, dirty big, yeah. And you knew wasn't nothing wrong with you. Because at this point, I'm irritated. Because I'm like, number one, I'm embarrassed. Because, like, y'all know how stuff go down in the hospitals. I'm pretty, like, everybody stopping, looking. I'm at the nurse's station like this. People coming out that room, standing in the hallway. And I'm literally like, oh, my goodness. Like, why can't I get rid of this dude? I should have told him, take him to psych. That's what y'all need to take him. Because something wrong with him. So, y'all, they finally kick us out the hospital because you had to walk all the way through the back, all through there. It's about all these guards on him. I mean, he cussing me out like ain't never before. Literally, as soon as we get outside, because at this point, I'm irritated. So, I got my keys. I get in the car. And Steve just was, like, looking. And he just had this evil smirk on his face, and he was like, and that's what you get. You're embarrassed at me. And I was like, well, you the one who just got kicked out of the hospital. Like, you're the one who just got kicked out of the hospital. But he was like, yeah, he was like, but she know you. She don't know me. And I was like, you so fucking proud of that? Like, freaking idiot. I was like, you did all of that for what? I was like, I know it wasn't nothing wrong with you. I was like, you are psychotic. Now, I should have left Steve right there. But I did end up taking Steve home. But after that, I was like, you know what? I was like, I don't want to deal with you no more. But like I said, when you let people know where you live, Steve kept popping up, coming to my house, popping up. Like, I used to be like, yo, leave me alone. Like, I don't want to be bothered with you. But y'all know how this in toxic stuff. It just be a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until somebody get done or something happen to separate people forever. It was just a mess. And I was just like, yo, like, how low and how psychotic of a person are you to one, you're accusing somebody of something and then you fake like you having an asthma attack, heart attack, just to go cut up at the hospital? Like, because you just want attention. Child, when I get these stories about Steve, baby, I just be like, every time I talk about Steve and think about Steve, I just be like, ew. Just like, girl, what was you doing? Like, ugh. I mean, it's just yuck. Like, I just can't, so disgusted about it. So, y'all know I'm always coming back with a moral of the story, honey. And the moral of this story is, when people is cutting up and people is acting psychotic and psychotic and all of that stuff, and they want to go to hospitals and act up, EP their ass. Get them evaluated. You wanna act crazy? We got something for you, okay? You wanna cut up? Wait 1 minute. We got somewhere for you to go. Like, I should have 1,000% told them people, y'all taking him the wrong way. Y'all need to take him that way, to the back. Yes, to the back where they got mattresses for walls. That's where he need to go, okay? With a gown with the back part open, okay? And fuzzy socks. That's where my friend needed to go, because it was something wrong with my friend. Because some of the stuff he used to do, he needed a little extended stay somewhere, okay? Okay, and me too, for dealing with the mess and dealing with the drama, because, yeah, Y'all, all I can do is give advice to the young girls. Because I was looking in the comments and somebody, they was like, oh, that was like, Steve remind me of my brother. And I was like, ugh, if your brother be acting like this, if he better watch out. Because that's a dangerous person. And those people, Steve used to do all of the stuff that Steve used to do to me. Steve used to do to his sisters. Steve used to do to his mom. Like, he would be nice one day and then he would cuss it out. And that should have been a red flag right there. Like, you treat your mother like garbage. Like, he would cuss his mother out and call her all types of stuff. And then the next day, he'd be like, oh, I'm taking my mom flowers. And then, I'm taking my mom out to eat. And then he'd be nice to her. And then he would cuss her out. And then if the mother and the husband would get into something, then he would be like, yeah, I'm gonna beat him up because he know better talking to my mother like that. And I used to be like, well, you talk to your mother like trash. So, like, why you mad that her husband, that's her husband? And he like, I don't care who it is, but I can do it. But y'all know how all that mess goes. So, young girls, young men, old men, whoever is out there, don't be subjecting yourself to other people's problems. And it's okay to help people, but if you see that people don't want no help for themselves and that they're interested in continuing the same patterns, the best advice I can give you is distance yourself. And if you feel like you can't distance yourself like immediately, start making a plan to distance yourself, because it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. Manipulators continue to manipulate people. Liars continue to lie. Cheaters continue to cheat. Okay? Narcissists continue to be narcissistic. And yeah, like, just separate yourself from them type of people. So this is almost like my diary of me talking to my younger self. So I'm going to give it to my Steez gang, my Steez kings and queens. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I ain't got no more. Make sure you hit that like button on the exit of the video if you haven't already liked it. If you like this story, check out some of my other story times in the little playlist. Y'all, we got plenty of stories where that came from. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
When I come through, man, you know that I be big ballin'. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow and I'm just recharging. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow and I'm just recharging.